Now, you have a history of playing the girl. You know, the one that, for example, Ted on How I Met Your Mother fell in love with, Scrubs. So what about that kind of character is attractive to you even today in this new show?
It's so much fun to play, and I think that there's so many different ways that those relationships between the guy and the girl can evolve. And you know, in Scrubs, it was a bit of a will they or won't they between Elliot and JD, and then they did, and then they didn't. And with Mad Love, you kind of jump right into it, and they are together. And with Ted and Stella, you know, my favorite part about How I Met Your Mother is every time you meet somebody, you kind of think like, wait, could she possibly be?
She's not.
She's at the altar.
Exactly.
He's going to ever forgive me for that. But I think what's fun about this in Mad Love is like, you start with them together, it's love at first sight, they think everything's going to be amazing, and of course that's just not reality and how relationships work, and there's going to be problems and stuff's going to come up, but they're both so smitten with each other that they want it to work out so badly that they're both trying so hard that sometimes it just doesn't quite work out. Like we've been doing a lot of the firsts that they have this season, sort of like their first kiss and their first road trip together, the first time one of them says I love you.
And how quickly does that evolve? Because now I know you've shot about 9 episodes, 9 weeks. Is it real time? Is the relationship 9 weeks, or are you guys kind of jumping ahead a little bit because it could be kind of fast to say I love you in 9 weeks?
It's pretty. They start to move pretty quickly.
Okay.
Because I do think that they're soulmates. I think that they are sort of equally quirky and find little things about each other that they love, and that's the fun part about doing this and why I love the first season so much. It's so fun because every week you find out something new and crazy about your character that you didn't know. Like the second week I opened up the script and I'm like, oh, it's from a farm. And yes, she grew up on a farm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I grew up in Canada,
and
which is like a big, polite farm.
Does that change the way that you portray her when you find out little things like that? Do you then start working nuances into the character that maybe...
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then it's kind of like a runner that they've strung through the other episodes. Is that, you find out that, she grew up on a farm and loves animals, but she's actually was really bad with animals and they were really afraid of her and always ran away. And so now she really wants to have a pet, and so she tries taking care of her boss's dog.
Oh, God.
And that ends up being a bit of a debacle.
And you've already shot that?
This week. We finished it tonight.
Oh, I was going to recommend my dog. He's available for work, but okay. Shih Tzu. I'm trying to make him famous so I don't have to work anymore.
That's a great idea.
Right? I mean, that's what you should do with your child, let's face it.
Let's face it.
I mean, you started young. You know how it is.
Oh, believe me. Charlie has worked a lot of days already. Never. That kid, he's going to be 95 before his first day.
Well, that's nice.
Of work, which is
it's nice. I mean,
I think it will create a good work ethic.
To bond outside of set to know who you
No, I mean, we
were.
all, met the night before we started shooting and had a big dinner and hung out, but it was one of those things where I'm not exaggerating, I'm not kidding. 3 days in, it felt like we'd been there for a really long time. And I mean, Tyler and I have known each other since we were 15.
Right.
And from Robin the Vlogs.
As that was brought up today.
Tyler brought the trailer the other day, and it's really embarrassing because I don't know why, but for some reason I walk in to talk to Robin, and I'm like, Robin, you have to do something. And I walk in, I go like this. And then stick my head out a lot. And so now that's how everyone walks on the set and teases me. And,
nice. And that'll make its way into the episode, I would assume, at some point.
It probably should.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty good move, I think, when you want something. Yeah, it usually takes a little while to get into a group and for everyone to get to know each other. And with this, it was kind of right away. So
it's good.
Fingers are going to cross that we get to do it for a little bit longer because it's, I think it's rare, to get to work on a show where you love the writing and you love what you're doing, but also that you all get along so well.
And who on the set would you say makes you break character more than maybe the other cast members?
Who makes me break character? They all three have for different reasons. I have a problem that if, we've been working too long hours and I didn't get enough sleep the night before and I've had too much coffee, I think so far I've been the one that has broken the most, and I literally have to just start saying really mean things to myself in my head. Like, get it together, everyone has families, they want to go home. Because sometimes...
So you're the easy target then?
I'm definitely an easy target.
Okay. And now Pamela Fryman actually directed the pilot. Does she get to direct future episodes, or is she too busy?
I wish.
Okay.
She's very busy with How I Met Your Mother, but
sure.
I feel like they could lend She was
You want to make that plea right now? Do you miss working with her?
I love her. I had such a great time. How I Met Your Mother was the first time I worked with her,
Right.
and then she directed a pilot I did, and then she directed this first episode of Mad Love. And she has such a great way of setting a wonderful tone on set. Really fun and makes everyone so comfortable, and I think that's when you do your best work.
Yeah. And do you think that there's anything maybe that she taught you about comedy that you didn't think about before you worked with her?
She has fantastic notes because I feel like she sort of lets the scene play out and lets us do it a couple times and get into our groove, and then comes in with very specific little tweaks, and then we try it that way, and it's always better.
Okay.
And just has a combination of a great sense of humor, but also a wonderful demeanor. So that and Matt Tarsi sets a great tone on set. He's very collaborative, and I've known him for 10 years. He wrote in many first seasons of Scrubs, when everyone asked me what my favorite Scrubs episode was, it was the third one we shot, and that was Matt's script. And he's just a great writer. He combines so much, humor and heart, and so I'm so excited to get to work with him.
New York, I mean, do you consider it like its own character?
Yeah, I think New York does sort of become its own character. And we have, a little New York street on the lot that we sometimes, get to go out and shoot on, which is kind of the cool part about doing a hybrid show like this. We film it like How I Met Your Mother in 3 days, and so you get a bit of the flexibility of the multi-camera, but also you get to go out and shoot on location, and so I can kind of get the best of both worlds in a way.
Awesome. And there are a lot of romantic comedies coming this mid-season. What would you say to viewers out there about Mad Love, about why they should tune into it? What do you love about the script, even if you haven't seen the others?
I feel like the way Matt writes, he makes it really funny, but I think he finds a way to put the heart in there where you care about each of the characters, I think. And the fact that we all get along so well and genuinely really like hanging out together, hopefully that comes through.
Yeah.